Good afternoon. My name's Mark. I'm a member of CBR NI, but I don't stand here today as a member of an organisation, but I stand today as an ambassador of Jesus Christ. And we're here today principally to speak to those people, those mothers and fathers who have brought their child to this clinic today with the view of obtaining a tablet that they will take to kill their child and to have that child discarded in a bin or in a toilet. And we're not here out of hate, we're not here to harass, we're not here to shout at people, but we're here out of love. We're standing here in the rain, begging you to have mercy upon the child that you are carrying now. These people in here don't care about you. There's one person in this clinic who since March for 1.5 days a week has been murdering children. They have racked up over 100 deaths of the 1,000 that we have seen in this country so far. There is one person in this trust committing all this carnage, and they do not care about you. This is a mill. They got up out of bed this morning, they walked to this place, they walked into their office, and they had only one thing in mind, and that was to take the life of your child. So we are begging you to walk out of this place now. We're begging you to come out and talk to us. We understand that there are loads of issues that may force people to walk into this place thinking this is the only solution that they have, but it's not. Later this week we will celebrate Christmas, and as a child I always loved Christmas, and one of the things I loved in particular was the decorations, and there was one particular decoration that we had in our house. There was a nativity scene that my mum always set on the hearth, and I used to sit and look at the nativity scene and study the characters, and it just gave me a kind of nice warm glow seeing that little scene there in our living room. But as I've grown up, as I've gone older, as I've become a father myself, I start to realise just how rubbish that scene is. You've got a baby lying in a manger who looks about 9 months old. Mary looks like she's been out for a brisk walk. And Joseph's standing there kind of not really knowing what to do. Now, having witnessed the birth of 5 children, I can tell you my wife did not look like that immediately afterwards. I can tell you that our children did not look that size immediately afterwards. And rather than standing beside the crib, there were a couple of times where I was on the floor. But the thing that strikes me most, being an adult, about that nativity scene is, where is the poo? You know, I confess townie. I have grown up in a town all my life. I am not from a rural area. The closest I've come to farming is when I go to bring my kids to an open farm. And one of the things that I've discovered in an open farm is that when you walk into the area where the animals are kept, it stinks. It is stinking. And here we have the God who created the cosmos, the God who created the universe and everything in it, deciding to be born in a smelly, dirty cattle shed. To a mother who is a virgin, with Joseph standing there knowing that she's giving birth to a child that isn't his. I can't think of any more difficult situations than that one. So we are here to say today that no matter what you're facing, we know that you can get through it. We know because we know that baby. We know that baby personally. We know that baby who grew into the man who went to the cross and died for your sins. And if he could choose to be born in a situation like that, it is a sign to you today that he came to be on the side of the poor. He came to be on the side of the needy, the downtrodden, the mothers who find themselves in situations that they don't think that they can get out of, but you can. Because that same Jesus said that later in his life, come to me, all who are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. So we are here as ambassadors of that same baby that same man, saying to you that you can get through this. You do not have to murder your child. You do not have to listen to the lies that this person is telling you today. There are ways out of this that don't have the blood of your child on your hands. So we are begging you to have mercy on your child. If you don't have a job, come out. We will help you find a job. If you don't have housing, come out and we will help you find housing. If you're on your own or you're lonely or you're struggling, come out and talk to us. If at the end of the day you decide you don't want the child, we will adopt your child. I personally will adopt your child. So please come out. Please do not put your child to death. Because your child, no matter what this person says, is already a human being. You know, the other thing about Christmas that strikes me is that God did not enter this world as a baby. The creator of the universe entered this world as a single cell, a fertilized cell that traveled down the fallopian tube and embedded within Mary's womb. He was human and God at that moment when he was a single cell size. Your child is already alive. They are already growing. They are already a human being with distinct DNA. And what will happen over the next 24 hours if you take this pill is that they will poison your child. Your child who is already in your uterus will die. And within 24 hours, you will pass that child into a toilet or into a bit of tissue and discard them. If you look closely, you will see arms and legs. If you look very closely, you will see hands and feet. Your child is a human being. They deserve to be given a chance at life. But the other thing that we're conscious of is that in any pregnancy there are at least 3 people involved. There is a mother, there is a child, and there is a father. And when we think back to that nativity scene with Joseph standing there in this stinking cattle shed, stinking of animal feces, watching his betrothed, the woman that he loves, giving birth to a child that he knows is not his, you couldn't have blamed him for running away from that situation. You couldn't have blamed him if he had taken the child outside and handed the child over to the soldiers who were looking for him to have them dispose of it. But yet today in 2020, there are men doing that. There are men not taking the stand that Joseph took, but they're taking the stand of handing the baby over to somebody to be murdered. There are men potentially sitting in cars here, and you're waiting for the woman that you have got pregnant to come out of this clinic. They assure you that she's taken the tablet, that you don't need to worry, that you're getting off scot-free. Well, our message to you is stop being a coward. Stand up, be a man. Take responsibility for your actions and work for your family that you have created. Again, if you don't have a job, come and speak to us and we'll get you one. If you don't have qualifications, come and speak to us and we'll help you get them. There is no reason or no excuse as a man for sending a woman into a place like this to have someone else murder your child. So be a man. I want to finish today by just saying again that these people don't care. One of the ways that we know that they don't care is that we've seen the consent form that they use. And on the consent form, point number 1 says that once you start this process, it can't be reversed. That is a lie. It can be. So we have doctors on call that if you've already taken that first pill, they can help you to try to stop the effects of that pill in killing your child. Again, come and talk to us. We can put you in contact with that doctor and we can redeem this situation. We can do our best to try and save the life of your child. One of the things that we in Northern Ireland often say is that everybody's been to church in Northern Ireland, everybody has been involved in a church, and lots of people just walk into places like this and they say, I know I'm doing something wrong, but I can pray and ask God for forgiveness. And we have a loving God, a God who does forgive for sin. But today will forever be a stain on the calendar of your life. Every year from now, you will be looking at the calendar, knowing that this was the day that you killed your child. So don't. Come out now. We'll be here for an hour and a half or so. Come and talk to us. Walk out. We will help you. We will support you. We will get you everything that you need if you just walk out of the doors.